Okay, kids, now I'm back with jalapeno popper chicken casserole. And if you love jalapeno poppers, you'll love this casserole. I've made it a bunch of times and only found it like a year ago. I love jalapeno poppers. I kind of can do spicy. I'm not like, I like a little kick. I can't do super hot, but I'll show you what you need. I cooked 4 chicken breasts this morning. Crispy bacon. Telling you, it was hard around my house to keep people from eating. A block of cream cheese, heavy whipping cream, more cheddar, stock. The recipe is going to only call for a fourth of a cup, and I pulled out 4. I probably will use a minimum of 1. Then you're gonna need a half a pound of jalapenos. I used, what is it, 2, 4, 6? Like, it says 5 or 6, so this is 7. And these 2 came off my plant. Probably pulled them a little bit too early, but that's exciting. And you're gonna need some paprika and garlic powder. Now, I did cook my chicken in garlic powder. This is a recipe that sometimes I pull a carcass, like everything off of a rotisserie chicken, and just use that, depending on the size. So that works well, especially if I'm making broth later. So here we go. So you need to seed these peppers. I like to do this ahead of time. Like, if you follow the directions, you cook the chicken. You preheat the oven, and then you cook the sauce. And then you have to do the jalapenos. So I always like to do them first. Tip, wear gloves. Because if you don't wear gloves, your hands will burn. My first time I did this, my hands were burning for days. I had to soak them in milk. So you want to cut the tops off these and seed them. You can leave in as much seeds and stems as you want if you like real spicy. But I seed and stem these pretty much. I'll show you how much left is. Because, like I said, I like mine like a little kick. My husband will love lots of kick, but so that's depending on your liking. So in the recipe, it says to put your peppers into strips, and you kind of lay them in the casserole, which I'll show you. But I like to cut mine into bite-sized pieces because eating the strips is not, I don't know, I don't like it. It's like a lot in your mouth at one time. I'd rather have a bite size. Okay, so I diced up my peppers nice and small, bite size, and I pulled and shredded and cut my chicken apart. Now you want to lay that in a casserole dish and season it with garlic powder and paprika. Recipe calls for pepper, but doesn't list it as an ingredient, so I don't think I ever used pepper. So just garlic powder and paprika. So I laid out all my chicken, so like a pulled shredded chicken would be perfect for this recipe. Super easy too. And then seasoned it with smoked paprika, which smells amazing, and garlic powder. I just sprinkle it on top of everything. I don't use whatever it tells you to use. I don't even know what it tells you to use. Then you're gonna put your, we're gonna make the cream sauce that goes on this. You're gonna do heavy cream cheese, and chicken stock. And you're gonna whisk that all together. I like to do it on the stove so that, the cream cheese gets melted and stuff, but it doesn't say to do that, but that's what I'm gonna do. About a cup of heavy cream, a cup of broth, and 8 ounces, just a cup of cream cheese. And I'm just gonna cook this until the cream cheese is nice and, whisked together, I guess. So just gonna cook that, and that just gets dumped on top of the chicken. So that's it. Just cook that down. I decided I'm gonna add some cheese, more cheese, or cheddar cheese to this, since I have it left over from my buffalo chicken dip. You sprinkle some on top. I'm gonna have to open another bag, so I might as well use this. So I'm gonna cook that in there too. So then you pour your cheese sauce over your chicken. And I'm so glad I added that cheddar. probably do that from now on. It smells amazing. And you know what probably would be good too? Ranch seasoning. Because I have another keto recipe that I love that you make a cheese sauce. And that's the only thing that's different is you add this ranch seasoning, and it's, oh my God, it's to die for. Okay, so then after you put your cheese sauce on top, then you sprinkle your jalapenos on top. Now, this is when they tell you to put strips, but it's so much better when you don't have long strips to put in your mouth. You can get a little bite-sized piece every time. Like here's one I missed. Oh, I didn't cut all the way through. Like, can you imagine putting that whole thing in your mouth? Annoying. So I just always have enough to put everywhere. Okay, and then you sprinkle this all with cheddar cheese. So again, I don't really pay attention to portion sizes or recipe. Like if it says half a cup or whatever, I just do it till it looks good. So I'll add the cheese. Sprinkled with cheese. Now it goes in the oven for like 20 minutes, and then you pull it out once it's all like bubbly and stuff, and top it with your chopped crispy bacon and cook it for 5 more minutes, and then it's done. My husband likes to let it sit for a while, and like he calls it tightening up, so it'll thicken up a little bit. Being that I use more broth and stuff, sometimes it's a little bit more soupy, but I don't mind it. I think it tastes great. So this will go in the oven for 20 minutes or so, and then I'll take it out for the last 5 minutes, sprinkle it with my bacon, put it back in the oven, and then it'll be good. So about 20 minutes in, it looks like this. Sprinkle it with bacon. You can do more, the better. And then you put it back in the oven for 5 minutes, and then it's done.